Hello, everyone. Oh no. Hello, everyone. How is it going? I thought I'd just do a live video tonight to check up on you all, making sure you're behaving yourselves. You're not doing any violating any community standards, or indeed passing your money to the Mercenary Pudsey Bear tonight for children in need. But anyway, I'm really lucky here to be joined by David Paulson. How are you tonight, David? Well, he's dead, isn't he? Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Fantastic news. You know, your taxpayer money is no longer paying for him.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's a relief for a lot of people. Anyway, so we're in at the moment in the middle of a lockdown. Things are very strange. Life, the way it seems to be panning out. How are things for you in London, David?
Yeah, I mean, it's strange life, this lockdown life, isn't it? It's very similar to communism. You know, we have to join the bread queue to get into your local supermarket. We can't go here, we can't go there. You know, we can't say this, we can't say that, we can't think this, and we can't think that. Which falls in line with the beginning of this week. We saw this Monday was the 31st anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, where we saw the falling of communism in Central and Eastern Europe. But it's funny how history repeats itself or moves along. As 31 years later, we're now the mugs who are fighting for our freedoms and fighting for our individualism and our sovereignty.
Well, absolutely. I can tell for myself living in Swindon, the town centre is absolutely dead. All the shops are closing. And it's a really, really sorry sight, to be quite honest. It just seems to be the wheels falling off society. You know, we know suicide rates are up. That's quite a big issue at the moment. And of course, a lot of people are still scared about this virus that's going around. And of course, we hear all these stats pumped out, but I'll give you one stat that you may need to know, and that is according to NHS England, there's been less than 1,800 people die directly of the virus itself, because we know initially they were just recording all deaths as COVID. You know, someone like fell off a mountain, oh, it's COVID. You know, it was getting that ridiculous. But yeah, what do you think, David?
Well, you're spot on there, Martin. It was right. You know, you get hit by a bus, bang, you died with COVID. You fell off a mountain, you got struck by lightning, you died with COVID. You know, and now, you know, they've now settled it. We've now got a vaccine that's available, which is 90% effective. 90% effective. But please bear in mind that the survival rate of COVID-19 is 99.9%. So your immune system is more effective than this vaccine that they want you to take. I think people need to start asking questions. And do you really want to take this vaccine? Is there any point in taking it at all?
Yeah, it is quite scary actually, because I've seen a video this week of a school in Liverpool actually. They were trying to test all the kids there, and this is quite frightening for that sort of age. You know, we have to ask: is it really necessary? But I don't know why. But they're using Liverpool as a guinea pig area, which is quite strange.
If anybody they should be using for guinea pigs, it should be the 518 MPs that voted for a second lockdown. They should be first in line for this vaccine. Lining up as an example, they should all be getting this vaccine first before any children or anybody else get done. Those 518 MPs need to line up, roll their sleeves up, and get it done. We can get back to cutting about to see how they get on.
Yeah, and of course, we got the virtue signaling celebrities like Philip Schofield and Piers Morgan and all the rest of them, all, you know, raising their head above the parapet. Why didn't they all have it first? And old Bill Gates as well. You know, is it really necessary? All of this, it's really worrying. But it sounds like there's going to be a lot of people making a lot of money out of this whole situation. And why is it? There's always a few people that make so much money out of other people suffering. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. And I just hope it comes to an end soon, because I think this whole second lockdown really is really grating on a lot of people, and people aren't taking it so seriously, because, you know, it's killing businesses, it's killing the pubs, the arts, everything. and it's damaging people's mental health. So it's really, really got to come to an end. Absolutely no longer than that date, December. Really, it should stop whatever it is now into school, to appease hungry kids. And once, this money seems to not be going in that direction. So I just wonder what your thoughts are on the charity in general.
Well, as you were just saying about the vaccine, about making money out of other people's misery, it just
Yeah.
seems to be children in need seem to be doing the same. The average wage within the UK is £27,000 per year. The average wage within children in need is 42 grand a year.
Wow.
Or went through the UK, tearing down statues, vandalising the Churchill statue, vandalising the cenotaph that's there to represent all of our glorious dead, white, brown, and black people. And children, give them 10 million pounds. Absolute
Exactly.
joke.
It is an absolute joke, but it's not just them. They obviously they great with me because they're connected with the BBC, and we know they're not the best people to look after kids, as we've seen with some of their presenters in the past. But there's other charities as well. There's like the NSPCC. You name it. All these charities, they got staff on mega bucks, and even like they have managers running charity shops, and they just get volunteers to run it. This is really bad, and it's big business. But I just hope people wake up to all this and stop giving money to people like them, and actually just start. And they got a crowd funding site for that, and I'd rather give money to. But I think it's really disgusting though. The most disgusting thing is forcing kids, though, really, to bring £1 in or £2 on dress down day and what have you at school. I think that's really bad, that is. And it puts additional pressure on parents. Anyway, we're going to go on to our final subject now. And that is, it's been up and down. It's the US elections, which has been very hotly contested. And there's been allegations of all sorts. We heard the mainstream media telling everyone to this, David.
Well, I've seen a lot online. I spoke to Richard Brain a couple of days ago, the former leader of UKIP, on my YouTube channel, Project Natter. We discussed this in detail with the voter fraud. So we've seen a lot of voter fraud coming in via the postal vote, so they call it the mail-in. We see that here, the same thing here with the Labour Party, as you know and you're aware of. So it seems to be a trait with the left. This Dominion system, which is the system that's used to count the ballots, the electoral voting, is actually basically in big trouble at the moment, because the investigation has found that initially there was 6,000 votes that went for Trump that went to Biden.
Wow.
That's now been corrected, and those 6,000 votes have now gone for Trump. In that geographical area, Trump is 7 million votes.
Wow.
They found supposed to have gone for Trump that went to Biden. Plus, let's not forget the eager left. They've got dead votes coming in.
I just got to say, actually, I saw a meme the other day. It was the Pope giving a sainthood to Biden for raising people from the dead. Oh, that had me in creases. That did.
It's shocking. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they find out if Elvis voted. There's so much corruption in this election. It's unreal. And the mainstream media, called him Biden the president-elect. You have to meet your 270. But now that we've seen the change in the face of the voting on how it's actually gone, Biden is no longer a president-elect. Doesn't have that 270 anymore. And, the mainstream media shouldn't be calling him the president-elect because there's an investigation going on. Until they get to the bottom of the investigation, he isn't the president-elect. But that's something the fact-checking left won't fact-check. The media do not announce who is the next US.
Exactly. That's a very good point as well. Now, a lot of obviously the radical left are coming out saying, "Oh yeah, oh stop crying, get him out, he's lost, blah blah blah." But Trump actually did bring this up 2 years ago, at least, about mail fraud. We knew this was a problem. I mean, I ran in elections myself, and I know that it's open to abuse because anyone could fill that form in. And at care homes and things like that, I've heard of tales of staff just going around, just picking up all the forms and getting them. Labour are always well on top of these sorts of things. They know when the postal votes are coming out, and I've heard stories of them going out and helping the elderly people vote for them and dropping it down to the mailbox. But I mean, really, let's face it now. Unless you ain't got a damn good reason, you should be down that polling station. People die for our democracy, and if they can't walk down, to the polling station to put that X in the box, and that's really insulting. That is. But
and the funny thing, Martin, the funny thing is, the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, put out a tweet saying that people in London should register for a postal vote. Has been inspired by the Democrat Party in the US, and saying they should register for a postal vote. As voting early can determine the election. I think he knows what I think what it actually means.
Well, and that's it. And it's really sad when it comes to this. People work so hard for us to have a democratic nation and the vote. But when I've seen images though from the United States, and I don't know whether they're real or not, or whatever. But I've seen ballots being burned, being thrown away, being altered. Whether it's true, it's just really disturbing what's going on out there. And I really fear for America, and it just feels like a bit of a communist takeover. They just want to ditch people's votes and just do what the hell they want to do. But the one thing is funny, though. Isn't it funny, how BLM's gone really quiet lately after all this? They was causing havoc, really, not long after a lockdown. And now they've gone very, very quiet, haven't they, all of a sudden? Now they think that Biden's won.
And also, we've now got a vaccine. The president election apparently is over, and we've now got a vaccine taking place. The vaccine actually gave the Democrats the excuse for people to stay at home for their own safety and not to go to polling stations and vote via postal vote. For me, I mean, it's very suspicious. In my ears, alarm bells are ringing. Something isn't quite right. And the investigation, as I was saying, day by day, keeps picking up more and more evidence. And I think the left are going to be in for a big shock. I think Donald Trump will still be president for another 4 years.
Yeah, well, I hope so. And if Biden does win, then I just say if it's done fairly, that's absolutely fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever if it's fair. But if there is cheating and fraud going on, that needs to be investigated, and that's, as far as I go, that's treachery, that is treason, and that needs to be dealt with in the strongest terms possible. Because like I said, people died to be able to give others a vote, and that should be respected because that's their most basic right. And if it turns out that there is widespread fraud, then I hope those people that have committed it are dealt with in the harshest terms possible, because it is absolutely disgusting. But anyway, I still believe Trump will win.
I've got a few quid on Trump to win.
Oh, good. You're a good man. Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, I just want to thank you very much for your time. A few teething problems, but perhaps you'll join me again very soon.
Yeah, definitely. Give me a shout. Let me know whenever you want. I'll be here. Just for your listeners and your viewers right now, if you get time, Google voter fraud in the UK, postal votes, and you'll see the majority of them that come up are from the Labour Party. Some of them are from the Lib Dem Party. But I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the fun. I'll let you do the research yourself. Look it up. Check it out. It seems to be a trait with the left, but have fun searching it and do a bit of research and look for yourself.
Very good. Now, David, I may be down in London in a couple of weeks' time. I hear there's something big going on down there. One for watching this, and if you like this, perhaps we'll do more live streams in the future. And in the meantime, take care. Don't be donating to children in need, and you make sure you follow those community standards. And take care, and we'll see you soon.
Make sure you comment and share the video.
Thanks, David.
Take care.